Okay, y'all, today we are going to make an ooey gooey butter cake. How does that sound to you? It sounds pretty good to me. My sweet friend Janine and I were making some food for one of our friends' families whenever they had someone pass, and she brought this cake, and everybody just went wild over it. So I asked her if she'd give me the recipe, and so she did, and I told her I have got to make a video of that because I think people are just going to love it. I have been blessed with so many sweet friends, and she's certainly one of them. So what I did was I added a whole box of cake mix to my bowl, and I'm going to add a half a cup of butter. Now, the first part of this recipe, you don't have to get out your mixer, and y'all know I love anything that we can just do with our hands. And you mix that together along with 2 eggs. So I'm going to add those in. And then, oops, did I make a mess? You know, I'm a messy cook. That's all I got to say. But sometimes, you know, your kitchen just gets a little dirty. It's okay. And then you add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now, this is actually the crust of the cake. And you know, whenever we actually went to the home and served everything, and everybody was saying that it tasted like cheesecake, but it's cake. So anyway, it's just yummy. That's all I know. She makes it all the time. This is the first time I've ever made it, but she gave me the recipe and told me how easy it was. And I thought, you know, anybody can make this, even if you're not a baker, so to speak. So here's the crust. Look at here. Nice and rich. And what you do is you take your pan. I'm going to put mine in a baking pan, and you kind of pat it down. So I'm going to add it to the pan. If I can get it off the spoon, it's very nice and thick. Okay. Y'all, I am just being messy this morning. I'm telling you the truth. But I'll clean it all up. Now, all in, and then you pat it down. So my hands are clean. I'm going to use my God's tools here, and you just pat it down so that it makes a crust. So here we go, y'all. I'm patting it down, and you need it kind of thin. You don't want it to be too thick, since it's just kind of the bottom layer. So pat, pat, pat. You know, I love these easy recipes like this because sometimes you need to make something for someone and it's kind of unexpected and you may have other things going on. But if you have one of these easy recipes that's just tried and true and people love it, it's so wonderful to be able to throw it together and then bring it along to someone who needs a meal. One time I was listening to a pastor speak, and he said, if your life is too busy that you can't provide a meal for someone in need, then you're too busy. So I have taken that to heart ever since I heard it, and I truly believe it. So I actually enjoy doing things like that. And, you know, it's time whenever people might have a new baby, they might not be feeling well, home from the hospital, or have people, or just want to celebrate life. That's a good reason to make this, isn't it? Celebrate life with your friends. Okay, my hands are all dirty. Let me get a paper towel. So next is the part where you have to use a mixer. You know, typically I try and do things. Well, here it is. Let me show y'all. That's the way it looks. It's the crust. Now the next part is a lot of powdered sugar. 4 cups of powdered sugar. I've had this little hand mixer, y'all, for so long I can't even remember. But anyway, it still works. So there you go. So I have a block of cream cheese. I'm going to put that in my bowl. Put in 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm going to go ahead and put everything that's kind of liquidy in. And then I'm going to put in, oh goodness, I almost didn't have enough vanilla, but I did. Just enough. And then 2 eggs. So let's put these in and then stir this together. Now, it takes a minute, and the reason you can see The reason you have to use a mixer is so the cream cheese will incorporate really well. And you need to leave your cream cheese out on the counter for about an hour and let it soften. And then it's much easier to mix, and it gets nice and creamy with whatever you're mixing it with. So then you start adding confectioner's sugar. And guess how many cups? 4 cups of confectioner's sugar. Now, this can be messy. You might see a few little sparks fly, but it is yummy. So here we go. We're mixing. We turn it up just a little bit. I think it's probably good to add it kind of like 1 cup at a time. And another reason that I like this cake is that it's just kind of, even though it has a lot of rich ingredients, it's still a simple little cake. And everybody just loves it. So here we go, adding all of our confectionery sugar. I also think this would be good to take to a picnic. In the summertime, or if you're having some kind of gathering after a ball game or something, this would be great to take today. Okay, last little dollop of confectionery sugar. So I've added cream cheese, 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 4 cups of confectionery sugar, and this is the filling. So I'm going to mix it up really well. And here we go. I'm sorry about the noise, but I couldn't help it with this recipe. You really do need to use your mixer to get it all incorporated really well. Okay, let's put that right there out of the way. So here's our crust. Here's our filling. And we're just going to pour the filling. Let me get my spoon here. We're going to pour, well, you know what? Let me get a clean spoon. We're going to pour the filling over the crust and bake it. Now, it bakes for 40 to 45 minutes. So, but remember, everybody's oven is different. So, I would start checking it at 40 minutes if I were you, to make sure the crust doesn't get too kind of firm. You want it to be a crust, but you want it to be nice and beautiful, golden. So you just add all of your filling in on top of your crust. I think that's all of it. And then you spread it around to make sure, kind of like whenever you're doing a sandwich, you spread the mayonnaise to the ends of the bread. You spread this all around so that it gets to every corner and as even as you can. See, there's a little bit. So I'm going to spread it here, and then I'm going to put it in the oven and bake it for 40 to 45 minutes. I'll check it at 40 minutes, and then I'm going to take it out, and we're going to cut it and take a bite. I think you're going to love it, just like all those people did whenever we were at our friend's home. And I know everybody here is going to be excited tonight. So there you go. Here's batter to put in the oven of Ooey Gooey butter cake. I cannot wait till this cooks. Okay, y'all, here it is. The Ooey Gooey butter cake. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh my goodness. And my kitchen smells so good right now. Here, I cut one little sliver out of the side of it. So here it is, how it's plated. And I'm going to taste it for y'all. You know, I usually share these desserts, and I always have to apologize to the people that I bring them to, saying, there's one piece missing, but I had to do it for the video. Okay, here we go. You know what? It literally melts in your mouth. It is so good. I think you're going to love this. So make it for your family or someone that you love today. Bon appetit, y'all.
How would you like to become a VIP member of Miss Dana's Kitchen? Miss Dana is now on Patreon. By joining Miss Dana's Kitchen on Patreon, you will get early access to videos, a special tips and tricks video, Miss Dana's Kitchen merchandise, emails delivered directly to your inbox, and much more. There are several membership tiers to choose from, starting at just $5 a month. Miss Dana would love to connect with you. Visit patreon.com/Miss Dana's Kitchen for more information.